The market recovers strongly after a gap-down start sparked by escalating geopolitical tensions in West Asia. The Nifty reclaims 22,000 led by financials and FMCG.
Infosys not only misses expectations on both revenues and margins, but also paints a grim picture for FY25 with a guidance of 1 to 3%, which is far lower than analyst estimates.
Bajaj Auto turns in a strong sales and profit performance, beating expectations. It also guides for a better year ahead, riding on strong demand in the premium segment.
And India goes to polls as voting for the first phase of the Lok Sabha polls for 102 seats across 21 states underway. In the largest of the 7 phases, voting takes place across all 39 Lok Sabha seats in Tamil Nadu, which saw a 24% voter turnout as of 11 a.m. Rajasthan witnessed 23% turnout, while Maharashtra registered near 20% voter turnout till 11 a.m.
Hello and welcome. You've tuned into Business Lunch on this Friday afternoon. I'm Nisha Podar. With me is Sonia Shenoy. So Sonia, today it was a gap down opening. Of course, tensions in West Asia, geopolitical tension has been impacting our market, but we all also have our own fundamentals to see the recovery. So at the moment, let's take stock of the market. Well, Nifty 50 has strongly recovered from the low point of the day and also from the opening, which was a gap down opening for the day. So reconquered 22,000 level, but only marginally above that at the moment. So marginal gains there of 0.18% with about 40 odd points gained. A large part of this recovery has come in from the financials, and Bank Nifty, that has seen a strong move backed by some of the big boys in the banking space and the heavyweights. So 0.5% up on Bank Nifty, and mid caps that continues to be on the downward trajectory, is seeing sell-off and is down about 0.5%. But slight bit of recovery has been seen across the board, including the broader markets. Therefore, advanced decline ratio in favor of the declines, but that particular thing has also tapered to a large extent. On my screens at the moment, Grasim, HDFC Bank, ITC, M&M, these are the heavy hitters in terms of percentage. And on the downward side, Bajaj Auto is the biggest dragger, HCL Tech, Tata Motors, Nestle, India. Sonia.
Absolutely. I think, Anisha, whenever Infosys comes out with its numbers, right, you always tend to see Infosys disappoint the street and then the market sort of take a turn for the worse. It's kind of like a barometer for the market as well. So we, in any case, had these kind of negative cues in the market, but now added pressure to that is what's happened with Infosys and the weak set of numbers that the company has reported. So let's do one thing. Let's take you through those numbers in case you missed out on them. The revenues and the margins both missed street estimates. The company also lowered its guidance for the ongoing fiscal sharply. Rima is here to get us up to speed with the earnings fine print. Rima, over to you.
Thanks so much for that. As you rightly pointed out, Q4 was a big miss on revenues and margins. The company's top line deteriorated by 2.2% quarter on quarter. This was the second consecutive quarter for revenue decline. Margins contracted to 20.1% versus expectations of an expansion. The reason for the miss in Q4 was one, discretionary demand continues to remain slow. There is no pickup seen as of now. And then there was a one-time impact due to restructuring at a BFSI client. Now, the company is also guiding for a subdued FY25, a revenue growth of just 1 to 3%, lower than what the street was hoping for. And they're saying that margins will be what, we had guided for in FY24, 20 to 22%. But, we've seen the stock recover from the lows. And one of the reasons is the stock has already fallen 15% since Accenture came out with their numbers. Valuations today are at 20 times forward multiple, FY26, slightly lower than the 5-year average. The street believes there's a possibility that the guidance could have some upside surprise. Last time the company gave a guidance and they had to lower it. But this time they're saying that the guidance is very, very realistic. So the street is currently penciling in revenues of about 2.7, 2.8% at the upper end of their guided band. But if the discretionary demand picks up, if the large deal wins that they won in FY24 also start ramping up, then maybe the street could hope for a bit of a positive surprise in FY25. But no taking away from the fact that Q4 was a subdued set of numbers, much lower than consensus, and the company is also very cautious as they begin FY25, guiding for just 1 to 3% top-line growth. Back to you.
All right, Rima, thanks so much for getting us the full analysis of Infosys results. And the stock is beaten down 0.8% down in trade because of missing the expectations. Now, staying with the Infosys numbers, the CEO Salil Parekh, while addressing a press conference, spoke about the company's outlook for FY25. Take a listen.
The environment in terms of discretionary and digital work is similar to what we've ended in this year. We also had good traction in large deals, some of which will flow through in the next year, given the duration of those deals. Keeping that in mind, our growth guidance for next year is as a band higher than where we finished for this year. We see, for example, financial services to see a better outlook in the next year compared to the past year. We see, for example, manufacturing, which will have, while it'll still grow next year, will have a slightly lower or slower growth than this year.
Those are Infosys and, of course, the management talking about the numbers. The other set of numbers that we've been tracking since morning is Bajaj Auto. Now, Bajaj Auto is the biggest Nifty loser as we speak. That's largely because despite the numbers being good, there's a little bit of profit taking. The stock has had a huge run up in the last, many weeks and months. So some money is being taken off the table there. The numbers were very strong. The earnings were much better than what the street was estimating. It was on the margin front where it's 2 quarters in a row that the margins have been at 20% plus. It's an 80 basis points year-on-year jump in margins, flat quarter on quarter. And as you can see across the board, on the top line, EBITDA and bottom line, the numbers were a beat. If you look at what brokerages are saying now, it's a mixed bag from brokerages. JP Morgan and Jefferies have an overweight and a buy respectively. JP Morgan has a target that they have raised to 10,000 rupees on Bajaj Auto, while Jefferies has a buy and they have raised their target price to 10,500, as you can see on the screen. On the flip side, CLSA and Citi both have sell ratings, so there are some skeptics as well. Given the kind of run-up that we've seen on the stock, CLSA has a sell, but they have raised their target price to 6,889, while Citi has a sell, they have raised their target price to 6,500 rupees. The management's commentary was pretty upbeat, actually. They said that they are driving for a double-digit volume growth in FY25 if the industry grows at 7 to 8%. They also spoke about how FY25 will definitely be much better than FY24, but the situation on the currency end is quite fragile. So those were Bajaj Auto's numbers, biggest Nifty loser as we speak.
That's right, Sonia, and thanks so much for giving us all those details. With that, we'll slip into a short breather on Business Lunch. But up next, remember, the first phase of 2024 elections is underway, and we'll get you an extensive coverage on that when we return. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. You're still watching Business Lunch on CNBC-TV18. It's not looking like a good screen, but the good part is that we're hanging on to the 22,000 mark on the index. But the 2024 general election is now underway with 102 seats up for grabs in 21 states across the country. Parikshit is standing by to get us the latest on what's happening. And of course, we've got a lot of our other reporters as well. But Parikshit, let me kick it off with you. Over to you.
Well, 102 constituencies across 21 states going to polls today. If you look at the 2019 numbers, it was actually the opposition which won slightly more seats in this phase across these 102 constituencies than the NDA. Let's begin with the state of Tamil Nadu. All 39 seats in Tamil Nadu are going to polls, and this is where the opposition, the India Alliance, had won 38 seats. A majority going to the DMK, and the DMK is contesting 22 seats this time around. They have largely kept their alliance intact. ADMK, which won 1 seat last time, is not fighting with the BJP. So it's going to be a 3-cornered contest in Tamil Nadu between the BJP, AIADMK and the India Alliance. Let's also look at some of the key fights over here. Let's look at the VIP seats. here, in Chennai South, you've got Tamilsai Sundarajan, the former governor who's fighting against a DMK candidate. This is a DMK stronghold. Very difficult for Tamilsai Sundarajan to make a entry over here. In Chennai Central, you've got DMK's Dayanidhi Maran, who is a former telecom minister. In Shivaganga, you've got Karthi Chidambaram, the son of P. Chidambaram, somebody who has been winning from this seat. In Nilgiris, you've got an important battle by L. Murugan, who is the BJP candidate and also Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting. In Thoothukudi, you've got DMK MK Kanimudi, who is fighting to save her seat and win again from here. Coimbatore is a crucial battle for the BJP because you've got K. Annamalai, the BJP state president, fighting from here. They're counting a lot on Annamalai, who's a former IPS officer, became the BJP state president in 2020 to turn things around for them in the state. Now, we've been hearing a lot about the Kachitivu factor in this election because the BJP has been hitting out against the Congress party, saying that the Congress gave away Kachativu Island to Sri Lanka without any clear rationale. There are at least 6 seats where the Kachativu factor could have a direct impact. Let's look at some more key states. Rajasthan, 12 seats in Rajasthan going to polls. And if we speak about Rajasthan, 24 seats out of 25 were won by the BJP last time around. This time, the BJP has actually changed a lot of MPs. 11 MPs in Rajasthan have been dropped by the BJP. So there could be also rebellions in some states. So UP has 8 seats where you've got contests like Muzaffarnagar and Pilibhit, where Jitin Prasada is fighting from. Contests in Uttarakhand, West Bengal, Maharashtra, 5 seats in the Vidarbha region, and Nitin Gadkari is also looking for a hat-trick from Nagpur. So that's broadly the battle. Let's not forget the Northeast, 15 seats in the Northeast, a sizable number going to polls, 5 from Assam.
Right. All right, Parikshit, thank you so much for giving us that exhaustive report on the big day of today. And continuing with the biggest story of the day, the general elections, we now have our team of reporters from across the country joining in to get us up to speed with the on-ground developments there. Let's focus down south first. My colleague Jude Sanid joins in from the city of Chennai. Jude, tell us, how's the midday electoral mood in Chennai?
Well, what I can say is that voters have beaten the heat and humidity, might I add, of Chennai to make a beeline for the polls. What we have been picking up is some very healthy voter turnout numbers even as the morning has passed and we head into the afternoon. And on the ground, remember, Parikshit was mentioning a number of key candidates and key constituencies that will be at play. But for the city of Chennai, where I'm coming to you from, the big issues are more fiscal in nature. Remember, the DMK is all out, accusing the centre and the NDA, BJP-led NDA, that is, of not adequately funding key infrastructure projects like the Chennai Metro Rail. And it's not just that. Cyclone Michon, remember, happened in December, and the DMK has pointed out how the state of Tamil Nadu, Chennai in particular, along with a few southern districts, are yet to receive 1 rupee of central funding or compensation for damages incurred, in Cyclone Michon and subsequent flooding itself. So fiscal issues are in focus insofar as Chennai and the rest of Tamil Nadu are concerned. There are other issues as well, but the fact is that a lot of voters will be voting on this. The BJP, on the other hand, are pointing out to issues like corruption, family politics, and the Kachativu Island. We don't quite know if that will resonate with the voter, given that a lot of voting here happens along social spending and welfare lines. So we'll have to see whether the BJP's narrative or the DMK Congress's narrative actually trumps in the end. But one thing is for sure, the fact is that there is anti-incumbency. Whether it will be anti-incumbency versus the DMK or anti-incumbency versus the BJP in the centre is anybody's guess. But last but not the least, I've managed to vote. If you can, go out and vote. If you live in any of these 102 constituencies, it may not be your constitutional obligation, but it is a right that you might as well exercise.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Jude, for that. From the south, let's move up north now. CNN News 18's Shireen Elizabeth joins us from Moradabad. Shireen, tell us, what's the mood like in Moradabad right now?
Well, till 11 a.m., around 25% of voter turnout has in fact been registered by the Election Commission, and even now in this heat you can see it's already around 38 degree, but you can see that the voters are in fact lining up here at Moradabad in one of the polling booths here. Since morning from 7 a.m. There has been huge number. Now with the heat, you can see the crowd is in fact coming down, but around 4-5 p.m. once again the crowd will be coming in large number here is what the experts have in fact been suggesting. But when we talk about Moradabad and the neighboring constituency Rampur, it has been Samajwadi Party's bastion. In 2019, this particular seat was won by ST Hassan of Samajwadi Party. This time he was not given a ticket from Samajwadi Party. In fact, Ruchi Veera was given a ticket from here. Now, remember, it was more of an embarrassing situation for Samajwadi Party because on the last day of filing the nomination, both ST Hassan and Ruchi Veera from Samajwadi Party went to the collectorate to file their nomination. It was a confusion for almost 48 hours that who really is the candidate of Samajwadi Party, but ultimately Samajwadi Party had declared that it is Ruchi Veera who is the candidate of Samajwadi Party. Now, why the Samajwadi Party has put Ruchi Veera is because they are looking for the upper caste vote from here. Though this is a Muslim the population here is more very large. When we talk about the Muslim community, around 47% of the population here is Muslim, but a huge chunk of them is the Pasmanda Muslims, and for which the BJP has in fact been pushing a lot when it comes to programs and schemes. Since 2001, they have been in fact been pushing a lot for this particular community in this belt. So BJP is hoping that they will win from here, because the last time they won from Moradabad was in 2014, and Moradabad, Rampur, all these were the seats which they actually lost. So they want to make sure that this time they win from these seats and make sure, because the slogan that they have been doing around is Apki Baar 400 Par. So that's the aim with which the BJP is coming on ground. We have to of course see how it turns out for BJP, but you can see more and more people are in fact coming here to cast their vote, even in this heat, where I just mentioned that it's already 38-39 degrees, but people are coming in large number to cast their vote.
All right. Thank you so much for getting us all the details. Quite a battleground there for BJP Moradabad. Let's now move to the east, and CNN News 18's Kamalika Sengupta joins in from Cooch Behar in the state of West Bengal. Kamalika, tell us, what's the mood like on the ground there?
Let me tell you that this is the northern part of Bengal, and here this phase, first phase, 3 constituencies are going for polls: Cooch Behar, Jalpaiguri and Alipurduar. The place where we are standing, it's Cooch Behar. It is the, generally it is called now the bastion of BJP, because if we see 2019 results, then out of the 8 constituencies of North Bengal, BJP backed in 7. And the identity now of Cooch Behar is also that this is the constituency of MOS home Nishit Pramanik, and Cooch Behar is also known for violence, because violence is definitely a character of Bengal during the polls. But let me tell you, for that the Election Commission this time has they have given more than 260 companies of central forces just for the first phase for these 3 constituencies. And the place where I am standing in Cooch Behar, 112 CRPF is given here, companies CRPF is given here. So from the morning there has been allegation and counter allegations. There has been 2 reports of head injury by both the parties, BJP and Trinamool. But the thing is that till now, generally what happens, Cooch Behar, there is much more violent Cooch Behar that we have seen long back, from even in 2021 there was this firing in Shital Kuchi. But this time it comparatively, there are reports of violence, but comparatively one booth agent of BJP was kidnapped and then the central forces brought him back to the booth. On the other hand, another block president of Trinamool Congress, he had a head injury because he claims that the BJP actually attacked him. So all these things are there, but not a major thing, because generally Cooch Behar is known to be a violence area, because this was the challenge of EC. Now let's come to the political battle. This is a place where Rajvanshi vote is a factor. Now, who are the Rajvanshis? Rajvanshis are, this was the area which was ruled by the Koch Rajas. So the descendant of those Rajas and also the people who used to stay in that kingdom, their descendants are Rajvanshis, who are now who has 35% vote in all these areas, and there is huge tea gardens also. So all these are various important factors. Last time BJP got all the Rajvanshi vote, 53,000, more than 53,000 vote Nishit Pramanik won. This time Mamata Banerjee has really walked on the tea gardens. She has given a lot of beneficiary stuffs in tea garden, lot of veg regulations have taken place. So we'll have to really see that whether TMC is going to really going to do something and get some seats from here, or it remains to be a bastion of BJP.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Very helpful there. Let's go back to Uttar Pradesh and connect with Akash Sharma, who's joining in from Muzaffarnagar. Akash, over to you.
Not coming in large number, and voter turnout is one of the major concerns. But I'm showing you these visuals where you are seeing a handful of voters who have come here to cast their vote, in fact. This seat is very important because of the voter dynamics as well. Last time around in 2019, when BJP won this seat, it was against RLD, and this time around RLD has joined hands with BJP, and that is also a reason why this seat is very interesting. Since morning, we are seeing, in fact, hearing the allegations that how Samajwadi Party is alleging that BJP is trying to, opt illegal means to win elections on this particular seat. On the other hand, BJP has denied all the claims, but this is the kind of image, and in fact, the visuals that I'm showing you from one of the polling booth where you are seeing these voters. In fact, I'll try to talk to them as well. Sir, क्या नाम है आपका?
नितिन कुमार।
नितिन जी, मुझे बताइए कि मुजफ्फरनगर की जब हम बात करते हैं तो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग इसलिए माना जाता है क्योंकि यहाँ पे अलग अलग तरीके के कम्युनिटीज हैं, मुस्लिम्स भी हैं, और ये जो पूरा पश्चिमी उत्तर प्रदेश है, मुद्दे लेके वोट कर रहे हैं इस बार, मुद्दे ध्यान में हैं या ये है कि प्रधानमंत्री बनाना है किसी को?
प्रधानमंत्री बनाना है।
मुद्दे नहीं है?
मुद्दे भी हैं, सारी चीजें हैं, सब चीजों को देख कर वोट किया जाता है।
अच्छा, मैम, महिलाओं की जब बात करते हैं तो महिलाओं क्या कुछ मुद्दे दिमाग में हैं जिनको लेकर वोट कर रही हैं? कुछ ऐसा ध्यान में है मुद्दे जिनको?
इसके लिए सबसे पहले तो सेफ्टी मस्ट होती है, है ना? उसके बाद एजुकेशन मस्ट होती है। तो सेफ्टी और एजुकेशन को देखते हुए जो विकास हमारे शहर में बीजेपी सरकार ने किया है वो अब से पहले तो नहीं था।
अच्छा, तो अभी विकास के लिए आपका वोट रहेगा?
जी।
All right. Voter turnout is one concern, but then you heard these voters. They are coming even when you have temperatures like 38 or 39 degrees Celsius here in Muzaffarnagar. Then also these voters are coming, and we are expecting that this voter turnout will somewhere increase because till 11 a.m. it was 22.66% here in Muzaffarnagar.
All right. Thank you so much, Akash. In fact, thanks to all our reporter colleagues there reporting from the ground, braving the heat and also braving the volatility of the political situation in these constituencies. So thanks so much for joining us with the ground report. And more news coming in on general elections. Well, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah files nomination from Gandhinagar Lok Sabha seat after rallying massive support from the road shows. Now, the Home Minister is seeking a second term from the BJP stronghold. The Home Minister was accompanied by Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel and other senior leaders of the BJP. Now, today marks the last day for filing nomination ahead of the elaborate 7-phase Lok Sabha elections. Gujarat will go to polls on 7th of May in the third phase of general elections. So that's a roundup of all the big news coming in on the big event for our country.
All right, we'll take a short break on that note. For the market as well, they haven't seen any kind of recovery, so we'll try and get you up to speed on that. We'll also tell you what's happening on the geopolitical front between Israel and Iran, so do stay tuned in for that.
Welcome back. Straight to the big global development. Well, the geopolitical tensions spike in West Asia after reports suggested that Israel had struck targets in the central Iranian city of Isfahan. Now, the report by Iranian news also suggested that explosions were heard after 3 drones were spotted and destroyed by air defense systems. And the state news network and the International Atomic Energy Agency also said that Iran's nuclear facilities remain unharmed. Now, an Iranian official has also told Reuters that there was no missile attack on Iran. Officials also say that there is no immediate retaliation planned and there is no clarity as to who was behind these attacks. So, situation remains tense. So,
oh, absolutely. Let's see how this one plays out. But lots of individual stocks in focus, so don't go anywhere. That's all the time we have on Business Lunch. Mid-Cap Radar comes up in just a bit. Stay tuned.